Most of us have some digestive discomfort from time to time, but can be hard to determine what is an isolated incident or maybe just something you ate or a problem that needs to be addressed. Dr. Christina Captain is the founder of the Sarasota Center for Acupuncture and Nutrition. She's here with some more information on digestive issues and lots of other issues because you treat everything.
Pretty much.
And that's a great thing because you never know when what appears as one thing could actually be connected to another.
Right.
But let's start with digestive stuff because I feel like, especially as we age, there is something different going on all the time.
Right.
So how do we know when there's an issue versus just, an isolated event?
You know, I think, Stephanie, it's when you have something happening over and over again. When you start to feel like you eat a meal and you just get nauseous, or you feel like the food is stuck in your stomach, it's not going anywhere, or you have a lot of gas, whether it's belching or flatulence, or whether you have acid reflux and GERD, heartburn. When you feel all those things, or even just pain in your abdomen or chest, or even diarrhea and constipation, all these things are not normal and need to be rectified somehow.
And I know you do a lot of testing, which sounds scary because you think testing and digestive and we're all like, oh, nope, we're out. But you can do lots of different things, fairly non-invasively that can tell lots of different things.
So what's exciting about our practice is that we integrate everything. So not only are we working with primary care practitioners, to help the co-treatment of their patients, but also with specialists. We work together with everyone. We actually can provide functional testing to see what's going on in that body. Right?
Yeah.
So we're looking at a stool test, which is easy. It's similar to Cologuard. And so you're taking basically a sample of your stool, and it's going to tell you a wide variety of information. We're going to see whether we have pathogens to kill, like C. diff, that causes absolute diarrhea, very contagious. Salmonella, Giardia, all those are picked up by part of this test. It's going to look at H. pylori, which is a bacteria in the stomach that can cause ulcers or acid reflux. It's going to look at the actual outline of the microbiome, what beneficial bacteria you have, too much, too little, et cetera, et cetera. It's going to see if you have parasites or worms. It's going to see if you have an overgrowth of bacteria. Everybody hears about SIBO, small intestine bacterial overgrowth, but the overgrowth can be everywhere. Many times that's because there's low acid production in the stomach. And how many people are on PPIs and H2 blockers? These are your, Pepcid and omeprazoles and panteprazoles. These are supposed to be short-term drugs, but because there's no alternative for healing, many times people stay on them.
And this is where the Center for the Nutrition part of your name comes in, because then once you find out, what's happening in the gut, you can then work with diet?
Have an not just diet, it's really a protocol of natural supplementation to balance out that microbiome, to kill off pathogens with natural plant-based products that are all antimicrobial, to help rebuild the beneficial bacteria, rid yourself of parasites. You can't imagine how many parasites I find in people. It is incredible, actually.
Wow.
And then we work with diet based on that actual test and what the person wants. They might have to be gluten-free for a while. So sometimes there are people who are sensitive to that. Doesn't mean that everybody needs to be gluten-free. It doesn't mean that everybody has yeast. I hear this all the time. I went on a yeast cleanse. Somebody put me on a yeast cleanse, or somebody told me I had a parasite. Testing people. Test, test, test. That's what you need to do to be able to find out exactly what's in there. Then we have a roadmap to figure out how to fix it naturally. No drugs, all natural. And then we use other modalities to mitigate the process of going through all of that cleansing and balancing.
And it is a process, but I know one your patients speak very highly of. Dr. Captain sat down and talked to one of her patients for us, and let's take a listen.
The first time I walked in, I remember distinctly feeling safe and comfortable. I found a sense of serenity in the environment. I now am averaging 7,000 steps a day. Got off the bicycle. I'm walking. The Sarasota Center for Acupuncture and Nutrition is the most meaningful, helpful, effective, and comfortable place I have ever been treated at.
That's high praise, and I love it. But I love something she said about it was meaningful. You don't just come in and get treated and shipped on out.
Exactly.
You're working on long-term wellness with people.
And we're working on long-term relationships with people. So we want to be sure that they know they can come to us when they have problems in the future. We want people to know that we care about them, that there's hope for their chronic issues, whether it's pain or digestive issues or anything else, migraines, whatnot. we're different in that capacity. We want to know about your life. We want to care about you. We're extremely professional to the nth degree. We have a very wonderfully running office. Every person in my staff, our mission, to make a difference every day in somebody's life. That is our absolute mission.
And it is a very relaxing and wonderful place to visit, that is for sure. If anything is bothering you and you'd like to get to the root of it and get some natural treatment, you can find Dr. Captain and her team by going to scamsrq.com.